Since the LA-25 has gone out of production, the Balsa Beavers decided to run an LA-15 scale race this year. The two planes allowed are the kit-build SIG Buster and SIG Shoestring, also available from Brodak. In order to enforce the engine specification, 8 engines were purchased to be provided to the competitors at the beginning of each race. Each competitor will draw one of these chits and be assigned the corresponding engine. We want to race with the springy needle valve, but the stock engine comes with a carburetor. We're having trouble getting the needle valves, but they should be in before the racing season. For now, we'll break in the engines using the carburetors. I don't like the fragility of Phillips screws, so they are replaced with hexagonal cap-head screws on the cylinder head and back plate. I need 8 engine mounts to break in the engines, but these maple blocks are far too expensive to waste on a single-use apparatus. I bought this maple board at Home Depot for about $20. It's thicker than I want, but it'll do the job. I marked the engine mounts on the board and cut them out. The engine mounts are pretty rough, but they're okay. When I drill an engine mount, I don't do any measuring. I use the engine to position each hole. I mark the hole by turning a screw through the engine or by hitting the top of the screwdriver with a hammer. I use a pin or nail to start the hole and a drill press to keep the hole square. I mount the engine using a screw through the first hole and then mark the second hole. This process continues until all 4 holes are drilled. The final result is 4 cleanly drilled holes positioned for perfect fit every time. At this point, I would normally drill out the holes on the back and install blind nuts, but I'm not going to waste 32 blind nuts on this project. A 256 rod is used to hold the throttle open. Any commercially available mass-produced 7.6 propeller is allowed. After sanding off the flashing, I paint the tips to make the prop more visible when rotating. I've done this ever since I stuck my finger in the prop of a running LA-25, abruptly ending my entry in that race. I like to have extra props on hand, just in case. Each propeller needs to be balanced. I can never get it right, but I can get it better. Spinners aren't allowed in the actual race, but I'll use my electric starter to break in the 8 engines. OS engines are notoriously difficult to start by flipping when brand new. The engines are plumbed together 4 to a stand so I can break them in simultaneously. The objective is to get each engine to a point where it starts easily with 1 or 2 flips. I'm ready to break in the engines. All I need now is good weather.